Hey everybody, and thank you so much. This is round two, fight for us for the Greater Crofton Chamber of Commerce podcast. My name is Adam Pohl. My guest host today, a part of our board of directors, Allstate's own Greg Chappell. Greg, what is happening, man? How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Adam. Thank you for allowing me to be part of this. I've been doing well tonight. How are you doing?
Doing just fine. I want to give you a moment. Now, I represent GrafCom. We are a marketing agency here locally. Greg, talk about what you do.
So I am with Allstate Insurance. I can help with your auto and home insurance, as well as commercial insurance. I can help with both the commercial auto and your commercial general liability. So I can protect everything that you own, especially if you're a business owner, you have everything. So I can help. I can be the one-stop shop for you.
We do, though, nothing against us. I mean, Greg and I think we could do a TV show, Greg, even though many people say that we have two great faces for radio. But
yes, we do.
With that being said, we are really excited to talk to one of our good friends in the chamber and somebody that does something that is so meaningful to our community in Eileen Meagher from Sarah's House. Eileen, thank you so much for being with us here tonight and joining us on our new little venture here.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Eileen, you got to tell us. I mean, we know obviously, but Sarah's House. What do you guys do? What is your mission? Who do you guys serve here in Anne Arundel County?
So Sarah's House is part of Catholic Charities. So we are a Catholic Charities program. And what we do is we serve individuals and families experiencing homeless in Anne Arundel County. So as that, we are a homeless shelter. And in that shelter, we provide many, many services from emergency shelter, supportive housing, aftercare, rapid rehousing, licensed daycare, individualized casework support, mental health support services, substance abuse services, employment, you name it, we are on it. And anything to move our folks from homelessness to self-sufficiency is what we try to do, to provide that support and support them on their journey. So, and there was a second part to that question.
You say, Eileen, homelessness to self-sufficiency. That stood out to me. I mean, I know that that those that come into the house, you obviously keep, their names, everything like that, very private. But
yes,
it has to be so fulfilling to see people that you help get back on their feet.
Oh, it is. It's one of the greatest joys, and you can see it in everybody's eyes because it's a team effort. It's not like one person does it. The first and foremost is the person that we're serving. I mean, they're the leader of their life. They're the one that's going through this journey. They're just allowing us to be on this journey with them and allowing us to support. So the staff, really loves it. You get to see, people, breathe again. It's got to be very scary if you think about it. You lose everything. You have to go to a shelter and you might have your children with you. You're unsure, you're scared, you're frightened. And to go through that process and come out, on the other side, housed and, maybe in your own place or reunited with family, whatever that housing looks like to you, and support there. It's a great feeling. Maybe not as much as happy as the people that we serve feel, but we're very blessed to be able to be on that journey with them. And to be able, and that for them to allow us to support them in their time.
And Eileen, I think it's a great service that you guys provide. And I've been living in the Severn Odenton area for about I would say a good 18 years. And I never even knew you guys were around. You guys are right there on Fort Meade. And I had the pleasure of meeting you at a festival in the Green 2-3 years ago. And we hit it off, obviously. And I think it's a great service that you provide. Now, obviously, with 2020 happening and COVID, how do you think Sarah's House has adapted and answered the challenge of operating during COVID?
I think we did a fantastic job. It was, we, didn't let it stop us. People still need to be served. We are Anne Arundel County's homeless shelter. So it is like their shelter, and it's, folks, unfortunately, are still homeless during this time. So the services couldn't end. So I have got to admit, our troops rallied. Our staff was there. So we made the adjustments we need to make. We did it openly and freely. We just did whatever we had to do. I mean, the staff all came together. We made every adjustments and we kept the shelter running and up and operating and still meeting the needs of the clients that we served. I have never been so proud to work with the staff that we have and all the employees at Sarah's House as I have been during this pandemic.
And I know that, for you guys, a lot of what people do is actually come bring things to the shelter or to Sarah's House. That they might even donate time, some things like that you're not really able to do now, but there are still ways that people can give. Now, you mentioned that Sarah's House is a part of Catholic Charities. So some people might be confused. Okay, do I donate to Sarah's House or donate to Catholic Charities? So if people can open up their purse strings and be able to give to you guys in this time of need, how would they do so?
So if they want to open up their pocketbooks and give directly to Sarah's House, there's 2 ways to do it. One, you can send us a check, money order, that'd be sent it right to the program. 2, if you go on the Catholic Charities webpage at cc-md.org, there's a donate now button. And in there you can donate money and it comes up with Catholic Charities or a drop down menu, you can say other, and then you can just type in the program. So you can just specify Sarah's House. And that's how, if you want to do like a credit card payment online, the money would come to our way.
So aside from money, which obviously is always welcome, I know that you had mentioned at one point you were taking old cell phones. As you know, we go through cell phones every 2-3 years. Is there, other than cell phones, is there anything else that you guys might need right now that people could also donate aside from just money and checks?
Oh, of course, always. And the best way to keep updated, because that need can change from week to week, day to day, depending on who we're serving, as people come and go in the shelter and what our current needs are. So we have a Facebook page called Friends of Sarah's House, and we post our updates on there. So this week we posted, we need a winter coats, adult size, specifically men's winter coats. That was the need that just came up. Previously we put on, we've asked and we've, thankfully with that, we got everything we needed. We needed twin sheets and twin, heavy blankets. And we were able to fulfill that need just by posting it on there. But the great thing about that is we post our current needs on that Facebook page, again, with any current happenings. And very exciting, we do have virtual events coming up. We used to have a bull roast in person, a lot of people used to come. Yep. And that's coming up. The date's not selected yet, but it is coming soon. And there, we always used to have raffle items and silent auction items and in-kind donations where people would support, give us, items, whether it's from their business that they can support, whether it be a gift card to their job or some of their items from, from where they work with business cards and everything else that can go in there. And we did a silent auction virtually. So there'll be sponsorships events coming up and in-kind donations for fundraising events coming up. So we do love in-kind donations as well. And there are times where we will accept some volunteers and we'll put that on that Facebook too.
Hold up. Give me 10 minutes. Okay, that's right.
Yep. With the spring, right? Hopefully the spring, 6 weeks away?
Yeah, I know. Fingers crossed.
Right.
So we'll be asked outdoor stuff. So we'll be asking for people to come in and help. There's a lot of yard there. So helping us mow the lawn, helping us get in the flower gardens. The one thing about our shelter, we like to keep it clean and like to keep it, nice on the outside with the flowers. It really does help, having to go into a nice place and that looks clean on the outside, mow and with our flower beds up. We'll have volunteers come up like that. Those type of opportunities where they're far and few in between right now, but it does come up. So if anything like that does come up, that'll get posted on there for looking for any type of groups, or mass email will go out if anyone's on our email list if we're looking for a group. Sometimes it'll be individuals, from the families, or a business will come in looking to give back, or, a civic group or a social group or a church group will come in, whatever it might be. But like I said, that Facebook page during this pandemic has been our lifesaver.
Lifesaver, right?
Exactly. Yeah, to stay connected to the community, to keep, the presence out there, to listen to what the community has to say. And, not only to ask what we need, but to give updates. Like, this is what we're doing. This is what's going on. Here are success stories,
Absolutely.
So we're still working.
Eileen,
so if they wanted I'm sorry, Adam, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was going to turn it a little bit because there's so many people just have a job, right? And not everybody has a job that is such an enormous piece of their life and something to be so proud of, like you do, Eileen. How did you get into working in the nonprofit realm?
Oh my God, my bosses are going to hear this one. So,
It should
so
be-
when I graduated college, you think you know what you want to do when you first graduated college. You got that
Yeah.
degree, you get a job in that degree, and there's nothing wrong with that job I had coming out of college. Nothing wrong with it. But when you realize it may not be your calling or your fit. So I was looking for another job and I saw, the Sayers House. I was like, oh, you get to work with whole families. That looks kind of cool. We can do this because I had another job in the background I was working on.
Mhm.
Which I knew working for the federal government can take some steps, could be a long process to get in.
Right.
So I was going to work at Sarah's house as a time being until that federal job. And that was in 2004. So now we're in 2021.
Wow.
So the time being, so your paperwork's taking a long time to go through there, huh?
Apparently it is. Yeah. I actually, when they did call in the job, I actually politely, just said removed my application from the process when I did get the phone call. And that was about a year later. So yeah, I mean, it was a job I was thinking, but the nonprofit, when I got in there after college, when you're trying to figure out where you want to go, it just ended up being. And then when you look back on your life journey, where you've been and what you did as a kid and your family growing up, it kind of goes, that makes sense. We always had a volunteer growing up. We were always involved physically with our church. My parents always volunteered. We were volunteer coaches. We volunteered at the church. We volunteered in the school. It's, always working in that area. It was just kind of like, oh, it makes sense why I stayed, just when you look back at your life, how you ended up here. But at the time, that wasn't the goal.
Well, it's always the one spot that you never thought you would do that you end up staying. And that's great. It just became a natural fit for you.
Yeah. And that's why I tell people, never shut a door.
Yeah.
Don't,
Right.
just because you don't think it was, just open it up, take a look, be open to it. You never know where it might lead you.
How about the team you work with, Eileen? I mean, you got a great group of people there, don't you?
Oh my gosh, we have an awesome team in every department, every area, at every level. Like I said, I couldn't be more proud of the team I work with. We're a great bunch. We have these Spirit Fridays, and I tell you, almost everybody gets involved on our Spirit Fridays. You can hear the laughter. You can hear some laughter going down the hall. And then when it's someone's struggling, if you got this big project going on, you walk by them, people just stop. What can I do? How can I help you? So you'll never hear anyone going, that's not my job. It's always, what can I do to help? I'm here. Call me if you need me. That camaraderie is there. It's just, a great place to work. It's very important if you take a look at it for any organization, business, for people to like where they work and like the people that you work with.
Exactly.
And we have been very strategic and, given those opportunities for people to get to know each other and, have a good time at the same time, getting the work done because, the mission's there. So it still has to be followed through. And it's just great work of, collaboration with everybody. And it's just fabulous. This is the best team I probably have ever worked with. And it really showed during the pandemic, of everyone's willingness to come together.
Well, the old adage, if you find a job that you love, you never work a day in your life, right? So it's obvious you're passionate and you love the job that you have. And again, you recently moved up within Sarah's house to a more important role. And I think you're doing a phenomenal job. So the only other question would be like, how does your foot feel? I mean, from all the walking you've been doing. I mean, people want to know. I mean, are you walking around with a limp? Do you need a cane or?
Well, if you see me limping along, it's, it might have been something out there. That box might have been way too heavy. So I pick up those boxes and moving some beds, to get it ready for the new family to come in and configure the rooms, like I said. But like you said, when you're at a place that you love, it's not work. It doesn't hurt. The passion, the joy comes from it. Yep.
Well, Eileen, thank you so much for doing this. This was a lot of fun. We really appreciate you. You were a second guest, Eileen. I mean, my goodness, like the pressure was on. You came through big time. And we really, really appreciate you being with us here tonight. Is there anything else? I think we covered some of the ways that people can reach out. Is there anything else that you wanted to share with everybody about how they can get involved with you guys?
I think the biggest thing is just to like us on Facebook at Friends of Sarah's House. And if you ever have specific questions, we will gladly answer them. We call me anytime, send an email, talk to anyone, give us a call. We will be happy to speak to anyone for any specific questions, anything you want to know, just reach out. We'll be glad to talk to you.
Awesome. Thank you so
Excellent.
much, Eileen. That's Eileen Meagher of Sarah's House. I'm telling you, Greg Chappell, he's got it going on, folks. Allstate, check him out. Greg, thank you very much for doing this. This is a lot of fun. This won't be your last rodeo, brother. So we thank you for joining us. This has been the Greater Crofton Chamber of Commerce podcast. We'll be back in a few more weeks with another showcase and focus on one of the great members of our business community. We really appreciate you joining us, and have a great night, everybody.